So if you don't already know, I've discussed many of the suspicious deaths from throughout the many years as far as the pro wrestling industry goes, right here on the channel. And if you haven't seen them, I highly recommend that you go and check out the conspiracy playlist here on the channel. It's by far my most successful content, no doubt. But when it comes to the comments section on those videos, there have been many suggestions on wrestlers to cover next, and I would say the most mentioned one has to be Joanie Laurer, better known by pro wrestling fans as Chyna. Now, when it comes to Chyna, I think the generally accepted narrative is that yes, she mistreated prescriptions which led to her passing. And I think wrestling fans accept this not only because we are fed this as the narrative so often, but also because of the turbulent personal life she led from childhood all the way through her adult years, and being part of significant drama in her workplace over the whole Triple H and Stephanie thing, and then subsequent mistreatment by the company, according to her at least. You know, everything said on this video is allegedly, same as any other video that I have ever produced, but I think we believe it because of her story and what we know as fact. And on top of that, the behavior that she demonstrated during a run that she had shortly after WWE, just being in the public eye. She often seemed out of it on something in interviews, and I think she was on one of those VH1 Surreal Life seasons, where she didn't seem to be doing too well, if memory serves me right. I used to be pretty big on garbage entertainment like that, and I believe I watched the whole season that she was on, but I haven't seen it since, so my memory is a little bit foggy. But nonetheless, yes, that was a very believable, albeit sad and depressing ending for someone as beautiful, talented, and genuinely sweet as Joanie was. Nowadays, however, and especially as more and more dirt gets dug up and skeletons fall out of the closet on Vince McMahon and the whole WWE empire, there may just be more to the story on this one too. I believe so anyways, especially after recent research and preparation for making this video. It's led me to what I'm about to show you all. This is going to be a little bit different of a video than what I usually do on the channel. And this is getting really deep into the conspiracies and esoteric side of things, because we're going to focus solely on Gematria and Chyna, like most every other wrestler that has ever passed away. Her death and, well, many, many other things about her life are coded in Gematria. Gematria, for those who aren't aware, is something the quote-unquote elite use to hack the Matrix in a sense, or hide their evil ways, thinking they can avoid the heavy karma that's coming their way. I don't know. But the bottom line is, it's real. They use it, and they didn't teach you it in school. Why? Well, probably because it's actual, valuable knowledge. But this is still content that's very out there and hard to grasp for most. I'm still only kind of familiar with the basics of it, so I do want to advise you to proceed only if you have an open mind. If you fail to heed this warning, keep watching and then proceed to leave unconstructive, hateful comments. Well, then enjoy that little karma thing that I just mentioned, I guess. With all of that said, there's 9 different languages of Gematria, just like there are many different languages of the spoken word. The elites make ritualistic sacrifices of these entertainment icons to harvest our emotional energy, allegedly. But you really shouldn't even have to add that little bit, because the evidence is literally everywhere. I may just make this a series of Vince McMahon's death by the numbers, because the cases are many. But that's if this video here does well and people seem to enjoy it. Anyways, without further ado, let's check out this article I stumbled upon and see how Chyna's death may just be more of a murder, another in a long line of them, at the hands of the circus ringleader himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and how the use of Gematria decoding proves just that. First off, Chyna was found dead in her Redondo Beach home in Los Angeles County. Chyna's full name was Joanie Marie Laurer. Both equal 161. One in reverse ordinal and one in English ordinal. She was found 115 days after her birthday. 115 in Gematria sums up to Masonic, Freemasons, and Joanie Laurer, her real name. For more clues of Masonic involvement in her death, Joanie Laurer also sums up to 155 when using reverse ordinal. And she retired from the business on the 15th of May 2011. 15th day of the 5th month, 155. What also equals 155 in reverse ordinal? Yes, once again, Freemasons. Let's take it one step further, shall we? She dated fellow WWE star Triple H for several years before he left her for Stephanie McMahon, like we briefly touched on earlier in the video. In full reduction, Joanie Laurer equals 43. Once again, just like Freemasons. But hey, would you get a load of that? Triple H also equals 43. Chyna was found passed away 116 days after her birthday, and in reverse ordinal, wrestling sums up to 116. A sacrifice to further the success of the wrestling business in some way, perhaps? I think that becomes crystal clear when you realize that her last professional wrestling match ever was at an event titled Sacrifice 2011. Yeah. If we do a full reduction on Sacrifice 2011, it equals 116, which matches up with Anzaldo, the last name of her manager who found her body and pushed the OD narrative. Also, Chyna died at the age of 46. In full reduction, 46 once again equals both wrestling and sacrifice. And if we go back to those 116 days her body was found after her birthday, that would equal 325 days. And what is 325 in English ordinal? Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. That club our old boy Vince is allegedly a very high-ranking member of. I have to agree with the author of this article I stumbled upon. It seems as if Chyna was born to be a sacrifice. Her birth date has numerology of 127, and she was found 127 days before Vince McMahon's birthday. 127 in full reduction sums up to Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. This gets very, very deep, guys. Also to note is her birth date had a numerology of 64 as well. Kill sums up to 64. You can see as we move through these different photos, there's also ties here with the geometry of where she died, and you guessed it, Freemasonry. I'm going to just keep moving through these because this is tending to get into some dangerous territory to touch on here. But you're more than welcome to pause the video to read through these as we go along, if you would like. I'm just going to give a warning, however, that the information is disturbing and it's deep. We also have some examples of symbolism being used, which is also a common running theme you'll see absolutely everywhere in entertainment. These coded messages go on and on with Joanie Laurer. And the common running theme, the guy it's all coming back to, is Vince McMahon. I don't know, guys. This stuff is simply intriguing to me. And I wanted to throw this up more so for conversation than anything. So, what are your thoughts? Do you have anything that you can add? Any Gematria wizards out there that can chime in to add to our knowledge in the comments? Please do. Thank you for watching, especially making it all the way until the end here. You guys are the absolute best. Make sure you too sweet that like button and slam the subscribe button for me if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a ton, and it also helps you ensure not to miss content like this and all kinds of different pro wrestling stuff I do here. News, rumors, rants, history, video games. I've got a game night series in the works using a card and dice game. I mean, you name it. We've got it right here at Wrestling Insight. Once again, this is Blaze saying thank you all, and I'll see you next time.